Good evening, Patriots. Welcome to the Ryan Samuels Show. Make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe button. We got a couple of things that we are going to go over today. Number one, Donald Trump has officially started tearing down the East Wing to make room for his ballroom. It's 90,000 square feet. And the original budget was $250 million, but now it's looking like it's going to be $300 million. The left is obviously losing their mind over this because the left will lose their mind over anything that Donald Trump says or anything that Donald Trump does. There is nothing that Donald Trump can do or will do that the left will celebrate or cheer or be happy about. But the ballroom is completely funded by donors, by the way. So not a dollar of taxpayer money is being spent on this. This is an upgrade that is going to be extraordinarily beneficial to the United States of America. Donald Trump, you have to understand, Donald Trump has been in construction and entertainment and building beautiful places like Mar-a-Lago, Trump Tower, for some of the richest people in the world. So he knows and understands what the rich like and what the rich want and how it's going to benefit society. So the ballroom is going to be an amazing place to have things like the state dinner, to have big events and bring in world leaders and impress world leaders. That's kind of how it's done in Washington, D.C. And there's really nothing wrong with this, particularly because Donald Trump has got the funding from donations, including himself, he says, which the left is saying that he's not doing that or there's no evidence or proof. We're going to go over that too. Secondly, I've been waiting for this. We've talked about this on this show before. Dan Bongino has talked about this. Dan Bongino talked about this next topic almost every day on his show. And that was the bomber on January 5th who planted bombs at the DNC. And they were just super suspicious. We're going to cover that. The FBI released a new video. It's a little long. It's about 8 minutes, but we're going to watch the whole thing. And we're going to go over this pipe bomber and who they may be. And are they friendly or foe? We're going to go over all of that. But don't forget, before we begin, don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Make sure you visit ryanfsamuels.com/shop. Check out the cool merch, and we will be right back.
Hey, Ryan. Hi, this is Sarah Palin.
Ryan, Donald Trump Jr.
Harsh to win, see you. Hey, everybody, I want y'all to check out a fellow Marines podcast.
My name is Ted Nugent, and I got a call from my buddy Ryan F. Samuels, and he wants me to tell you that he's a working hard, playing all-American son of a who is celebrating God, family, country.
Welcome to the Ryan Samuels Show, one of the top political podcasts in the United States, where we have a healthy distrust for government and mainstream media. The Ryan Samuels Show is a raw, unfiltered look at American politics. Follow on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Rumble, and all podcast platforms. Here is your host, Ryan Samuels.
All right, just look at this deconstruction of the White House, where they are making room for this massive 90,000 square foot ballroom. Liberals are watching this video. They're crying, they're screaming, they're kicking, all because the White House is being upgraded. It's being upgraded. They're making it better. But this somehow is a problem for the left. Oh my God, look at all this history. Look at it all. I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing to modernize and upgrade. Hillary Clinton, this is what she had posted. It's not his house, it's your house. He's just destroying it. This is what Hillary put on X. This is Hillary reacts to the Trump administration's demolition of the White House East Wing facade. So this is the same woman who got caught stealing things from the Lincoln bedroom after her and her husband vacated the White House. Literally caught. So just to put it in perspective, 90,000 square feet is more than 2 acres. 90,000 square feet is 2 acres. This is going to be a 2-acre party room, which I think is awesome and amazing. And the fact that the taxpayers didn't pay for it, I think is wonderful and great. And it's awesome. But the left is melting down. Here's Fox News. Let's watch this clip.
On her effort, and it was actually televised nationally. Listen to this number. It was watched by 80 million viewers at home, and Jackie Kennedy won an Emmy Award for it. So why do we get the feeling that maybe if a Democratic administration was adding a ballroom to the White House, John, to your point, so people don't have to be outside on grass, that we wouldn't hear one peep from Democrats right here, who, again, it just seems like every day there's something to get outraged about. Yeah. And at some point, it's the party that cried wolf. People are just going to stop listening. Because how
most people have stopped listening, just for perspective. Most people have stopped listening. They're 100% right. They're 100% accurate. If Joe Biden was building this ballroom, the left would be cheering it. They would not be jumping down their throats. They would not be up in arms and against it. They would be supporting it, just like they supported vaccine mandates and mask mandates and all the other nonsense and insane things that went on.
How could you be outraged for so long about every little thing that this president does? And in this case, I think most Americans would support a ballroom in the White House, especially for those state dinners.
Now something that Byron York even pointed out here, and that's the fact that the White House said that the existing building wouldn't be touched. But now we learn that a good portion, if not all, of the East Wing, the lobby and the offices, is being demolished. Byron York thinks that the president needs to explain this. What do you think?
I'm sure. I mean, and the president certainly isn't shy about talking. So if he says, okay, and this is obviously a former real estate developer, so he knows a thing or two about additions and obviously building these things, just explain, okay, we cannot add this unless perhaps in this case, and I'm not a guy that really works on, structures too much, but maybe there are support beams that need to be replaced in order to add these things. Maybe it's a plumbing thing. It could be 100 things. But I think if the president did come forward, and I'm sure he probably will, maybe today, maybe tomorrow.
We're going to go over that because they did have this. Of course, the press didn't let this go. They grilled him about this. But, yeah, I mean, the left is just going to find a reason to cry about anything. Here's an article from NBC News. The White House's entire East Wing to be demolished within days, officials say. Trump said in July that the project won't interfere with the current building. The entire East Wing, this is from October 22nd, which is today. The entire East Wing of the White House will be demolished within days, according to 2 Trump administration officials. The demolition is a significant expansion of the ballroom construction project from what President Donald Trump said this summer. It won't interfere with the current building, Trump said on July 31st. It will be near it, but not touching it, and pays total respect to the existing building, which I'm the biggest fan of. The New York Times first reported the extent of the demolition. A White House official told NBC News the entirety of the East Wing would be eventually modernized and rebuilt, while acknowledging the process is fluid. The scope and size of the ballroom project has always been subject to vary as the process develops. Like, could you imagine being spending your whole life as a child and be like, I want to be this amazing journalist. This is what I want to do. I want to break news. And then this is your story. Donald Trump was building a ballroom who he said wasn't going to touch the original structure. Then the original structure gets touched. Boom, a scandal. Trump is a maniac. The scope and size of the ballroom project have always been subject to vary as the process develops, the official told NBC News. Constructed in 1942 during FDR's presidency, the East Wing is connected to and part of the White House complex, and it has typically been used by the First Lady and her staff. Construction on the ballroom began last month. Trump said it will hold up to 900 people, and last week he said the total price would be about $250 million, which he said he and private donors will pay for. However, on Wednesday, Trump said the ballroom's price is about $300 million. A White House official told NBC News that all the historic components of the East Wing, such as elements from Rosalind Carter's original office of the First Lady, has been preserved and stored at blah, 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 blah. Yada, yada, yada. We get the point. The liberal news media is going to make this a scandal. They make everything a scandal. And an upgrade to the White House. Here is Trump in the Oval Office with the news and like 1,000 people discussing the ballroom.
This is going to be probably the finest ballroom ever built, and we're doing it no cost to the country. It's being the money's being put in by me and donors, very great patriots actually, and the spirit on the building of it is amazing. We are using little sections of footings and various other things, but that's sort of irrelevant. In order to do it properly, we had to take down the existing structure. The way it was shown, it looked like we were touching the White House. We don't touch the White House. That's a bridge, a glass bridge, going from the White House to the ballroom. Then you get into the lobby of the ballroom, and then you go into the magnificent, the main room. And it's something that has gotten incredible reviews. And this is going to be...
I love the media. This is like so stupid and such a waste of time. It's so stupid and such a waste of time.
Probably the finest ballroom ever built, and we're doing it no cost to the country. It's being the money's being put in by me and donors, very great patriots actually.
Yeah.
And the spirit on the building.
If you're going to donate to a giant ballroom,
of it is amazing.
I bet you Elon Musk is one of the donors.
We are using little sections of footings and various other things, but that's sort of irrelevant. In order to do it properly, we had to take down the existing structure. The way it was shown, it looked like we were touching the White House. We don't touch the White House.
Scandal. Because originally they weren't supposed to tear down part of the structure, but now it turns out that they need to for whatever reason. So now this is a scandal.
That's a bridge, a glass bridge, going from the White House to the ballroom. Then you get into the lobby of the ballroom, and then you go into the magnificent, the main room. And it's something that has gotten incredible reviews. And
I love the media jumping on it like it's some, oh, Mr. President, and trying to grill him for a thousand questions. It's ridiculous. Like there's way more things to do in our country. Laura says, who cares? These people find any and everything to hate on. Yes. Hey, Laura, welcome. Good to see you. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what they do. Here is Fox News and Peter Doocy talking about the renovations and how the Democrats are reacting.
Good morning. Yes, and anytime you see us here outside at the White House, we are coming to you from the west side of campus. Over on the east side, across the lawn, the walls are coming down, and we have some video of this yesterday. Parts of the East Wing have now been demolished to be modernized and to make room for a new privately funded ballroom. A sampling of the Democratic reaction reads like this. Hillary Clinton says, it's not his house, it's your house, and he's destroying it. Gavin Newsom says, ripping apart the White House just like he's ripping apart the Constitution. And Elizabeth Warren says, oh, you're trying to say the cost of living is skyrocketing. Donald Trump can't hear you over the sound of bulldozers demolishing a wing of the White House to build a brand new ballroom. And this isn't the first time that the White House has had work done. Go back to 1902. Teddy Roosevelt added the whole West Wing. 1909, Taft added the Oval Office. 33, FDR installed a swimming pool. 52, Truman gutted the entire inside of the White House and added a bowling alley. And then in 2009, outside, President Obama added a basketball court. President Trump, with this project, has courted wealthy outside donors. So this isn't taxpayer funded, which is why the construction continues during a shutdown.
We're putting up our own money with the government is paying for nothing. You probably hear the beautiful sound of construction to the back. You hear that sound? Oh, that's music to my ears. I love that sound.
Administration after administration have publicly and privately spoken about the need for a larger event space. So while many presidents have privately dreamt about this, it's President Trump who is actually doing something about it.
And something that seems to be lost with all of the discourse about the new ballroom. The Democrats complaining about the new ballroom can use the new ballroom. They just have to win back the White House.
It's true. You can use it anytime you want. You just gotta, get elected to the White House. So here's a clip this is from 2013 when Barack Obama, this is him on his own basketball court. Laura says, God forbid buildings, homes, including the White House, be maintained and updated. Yeah, correct. Correct, Laura. You're right on the money. Here, Barack Obama built a basketball court for his own personal recreation and used taxpayer money. Donald Trump is building a ballroom for the use of the government for the future and is using other people's money.
It's not a surprise that the president was out there shooting hoops yesterday at the annual White House Easter egg roll.
He built this basketball court.
It started innocuously enough. Surrounded by young fans and a couple of members of the NBA's Washington Wizards, the president lofted a few shots from the field and missed. Then there was a free throw that sat tantalizingly on the rim before rolling out. It ended with the president going 2 for 22, including an air ball and a missed layup. President kept trying, and he kept missing until finally he nailed a jumper and wasted no time getting off the court.
I bet.
Well, if you needed any proof that Barack Obama is intensely competitive, that was it. Of course, any other time.
I love the media. Even back then, this is 2013. This is 12 years ago. The guy Bricks completely embarrasses himself. And then they twist that into, oh, well, he's competitive. He didn't give up. He didn't they will find any freaking reason to make a Democrat look like a hero.
That was it. Of course, any other time that he shoots or plays golf, cameras are not allowed, and he's also usually not distracted by a slew of other people's kids.
So he built this private basketball court at the White House for his own personal use. That's the difference. And CNN is making they're trying to say that he's building this ballroom because he doesn't plan on leaving the White House. I want to make sure you guys can still hear me and see me.